Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Piece of Cake Life. Happy summer! We're almost to the finish line, parents. So I wanted to talk about something that I was hesitant to get into. And it's kind of, maybe you won't think it's silly, but I wouldn't ever describe myself as superstitious. But you know when people say they jinx you? I think this is what it is that if you do believe that there is a devil and there are evil spirits that they see and can hear what you're talking about, that I think sometimes when you kind of set out to do something that you're going to come under attack. And so that's why I haven't talked about marriage, because I don't want my marriage to come under attack if I say, oh, everything's great. And then, then you get some kind of weird Facebook change or something. So I decided, you know what? It's worth it. So this month, we're celebrating our 14th wedding anniversary. We met in 1997, so we've been together 19 years. And it's funny because we're at that stage now where we've been together so long that people are like flabbergasted. And people are divorced who've been married much fewer years. There we go. And so I was like, you know what? I finally feel like I'm at that stage where I could offer advice and feel like I'd be qualified to do so and it would be appropriate. So here is what I think makes a strong marriage. So number one, I have it. If you see me looking up, I'm looking at my notes, is prioritize. So I hate to say this, but there's a rumor in our culture that kids mess up a marriage. Well, they do. So yes, they're a blessing. Yes, I believe that. But the reality is your life will look nothing like it used to look after you have kids. And they're kind of vampires and suck the life out of you. And it's not just your kids. My kids are wonderful, but it's everything else that goes with raising kids. Like, I don't even want to get into it. It'll sound really negative. So we're exhausted all the time. So we just have to force ourselves to make time for each other. And so my husband and I do go on date nights. We usually try to go out at least every other week. We're really blessed that our kids are at the age where we have more flexibility. But I highly encourage you, if you don't have the means to afford childcare, do a swap. We did that when our kids were younger. So you switch off with another couple so neither of you have to pay for babysitting. They have places, like kids places where you can drop off your kids. We did that also. And it wasn't really expensive. It was like $25 for the first kid and then $15 for the second. So it was like $40 for like 4 hours and they gave them dinner. So it was way cheaper than a babysitter anyway. So anyway, just make it work. In life, you will make time for what is priority. And oftentimes, adult time gets to the bottom of the list. So prioritize. Number two, squash it. If you have an argument, don't let it fester. Deal with it soon. The whole thing about don't go to sleep angry, it's true. Try not to. If it's nighttime, doesn't mean you have to hash it out to the wee hours, but soon. That's the point of it. Also, if you need help in your marriage, seek it. We've gone to marriage counseling. We've had counseling with family members who know us well. We have been on the edge. Just like if you have never considered leaving your marriage, you haven't been married long enough. It happens to everybody. So get help. What's my next one? Forgive. There's an awesome book that we read at a marriage retreat. So my husband and I take time to nurture ourselves and we go to retreats. And so this book was recommended. I believe it's called When Sorry Isn't Enough. And it's the companion book to the 5 Love Languages. If you haven't read that, must read. Buy it now. You've already been missing out if you haven't read 5 Love Languages. And so When Sorry Isn't Enough used to be called the apology love language or something, but it's about how to apologize. So you could say sorry to your partner and your partner doesn't receive it properly because you're not saying it in their love language. Mind blowing. We're still learning. We learned that. Okay. Next is respect. So simple. I told myself if I wouldn't talk to my best friend like I talk to my husband, then there's something wrong. Likewise, I told my husband, if you wouldn't talk to your commander or your chief like you talk to me, check yourself. Lastly, have fun. Sometimes we get so serious. I realize we just get bogged down with all the stress of life that sometimes we just need to lighten up and stop taking ourselves so seriously. My husband's like, you need to loosen up. So we do. So I've gotten much better at that. Sometimes he'll just try to annoy me just to annoy me. Look, I realize if we're laughing, that's good. Whenever I write a note in a wedding card or an engagement card, it always says the same thing, and that's a laugh a day keeps divorce away. If you are laughing, that means you're engaging in conversation and you are taking of the best medicine ever. So that would be my number one advice. If you have any questions you want to ask me, I'd be happy to be your counselor. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.